I, Rian, am an adventurer who loves seeking solitude in the wilderness. Over the years, I have explored many places, but this time, I wanted a real challenge, camping alone in a forest that was said to be cursed. The forest, called Wana Kembang, was miles away from any village, rarely visited. There were rumors, people disappearing, strange voices in the night, and shadowy figures lurking in the darkness. But I didn't believe in ghost stories. To me, they were just folklore meant to scare people. After preparing my gear, I rode my motorcycle to the edge of the forest. The sky was overcast and the air felt unusually cold. The towering trees stood like silent sentinels watching my every move. Without hesitation, I stepped in, carrying my backpack and flashlight. Something felt off. The silence was unnatural, no birds, no rustling leaves, just an eerie stillness. I found a clearing near a large tree, pitched my tent, and gathered firewood. As night fell, the true horror began. Around 9 p.m., I sat by the fire, sipping my coffee. Suddenly, a twig snapped in the distance. I turned, shining my flashlight, but saw nothing. Probably just a small animal, I thought. 5 minutes later, the sound returned, this time closer. Footsteps, slow and deliberate, circling my campsite. My grip tightened on my pocket knife. Then I heard something that made my blood run cold. A whisper.
Leave this place.
The voice came from behind the large tree. I swung my flashlight in that direction, but there was no one there. I forced myself to stay calm, convincing myself it was just my imagination. But the atmosphere grew heavier. The wind picked up and the fire flickered wildly as if about to go out. By 11 p.m., I felt something watching me. I tried to sleep inside my tent, but the noises continued. Footsteps, whispers, the sound of twigs breaking. Then the most terrifying sound of all, heavy breathing just outside my tent. I held my breath and peeked through the tent's small opening. It was there. A tall, emaciated figure stood among the trees, its face pale with hollow black eyes staring straight at me. It didn't move, but its slightly open mouth emitted an eerie, unintelligible whisper. I shut my eyes, hoping it would go away, but then the tent shook violently. Something was trying to get in. I screamed, grabbed my knife, and bolted outside, only to find nothing. But the fire was dead, and worse. Large, inhuman footprints circled my tent. I knew I had to leave. Grabbing my bag and flashlight, I ran toward the path I had entered. But the deeper I went, the more lost I felt. My own footsteps echoed unnaturally. The forest seemed to stretch endlessly. I stopped to catch my breath, and then right by my ear I heard it again. Don't leave. You belong to the forest now. I screamed and ran faster. My flashlight flickered, and suddenly I tripped over a root, landing hard in the damp soil. As I tried to stand, I saw it again. The figure was right in front of me. Closer now, its bony hand reaching for me. My body froze in place as if paralyzed by its gaze. My trembling fingers tried to reach for my knife, but I couldn't move. Then out of nowhere, loud footsteps, dozens of them. A group of villagers appeared carrying torches. The creature turned to look at them, then vanished into the mist. The villagers helped me up. One old man looked at me sternly. "You are lucky to be alive," he said. "This forest is not for humans. Leave and never return." Without hesitation, I followed them out of the forest. Back in the village, an elder explained that the forest was cursed. A hermit had disappeared there long ago, and it was believed his spirit roamed the woods, looking for souls to claim. I couldn't sleep that night. The memory of those hollow eyes haunted me. The next morning, I checked my arm in the mirror. My breath caught in my throat. There on my skin were black finger marks, as if something had held me tightly. From that night on, I vowed never to camp alone again, because I know something still watches from the depths of that forest, maybe waiting for me to return.